What's up, people? 2 days in a row. What kind of mess is this? Anyway, I'm trying streaming on Instagram again. I heard that went pretty well. The problem is, though, if you're on Instagram, they shut it down after an hour. So you will need to come over here to YouTube if you want to continue listening. But, you got an hour, so don't worry about it. It's Debsterism on YouTube. That'll get you there. I think the link is in my Instagram profile. You just click it and you'll get right here. So this show is we read letters that people have already sent in. I give, an answer off the top of my head. Sometimes it's pretty good. Sometimes, it probably could be better. If you wrote in, be sure to check the chat, mainly over here on YouTube, because that's where all my my loyal followers have been with me since like the Blog Talk days are, and they will offer some additional insight and suggestions for you. And they may even live in the area or the country that you're writing from, so they'll have a little bit of different perspective. So be sure to check in the chat if you know that your letter was selected this week. So let's get started. We always have 25 questions, so I got a lot to do. Let's start with question number 1. This is a young man in the 28 to 34 age group. He's of mixed racial heritage from Modesto, California. Summary of issue. My girlfriend is pressuring me to move in. What should I do? Should tell her dream on. I'm 30 and I've been dating my girlfriend who's also 30 for 9 months. She's white. I'm half white and half Latino. She has 2 kids, 9 and 4, from different fathers. I have no children. A bit of background about my situation. I was previously an EMT, but after a fall and a seizure that required facial reconstruction. Oh, damn, dude, you got messed up. I was diagnosed with a severe case of epilepsy, leaving me with a large number of medical bills, and I had to change jobs. I tried switching to dispatch work, but it came with no benefits and paid only $10 an hour, leaving me no choice but to move in with my mom, who I already co-signed a place with and pay over half the rent for anyway. My mother has recently been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I'm not sure she can support herself financially. Additionally, I can't live alone since my seizures are not yet under control. I'm currently on disability, but I've been notified that it will be terminated along with my benefits in the fall. In the meantime, I'm going to school for radiology to try to secure a decent job to cover my medical bills. Oh, okay. The disability people, you need to get you an attorney. I'll tell you that in a minute. However, I haven't had any luck finding a well-paying job with benefits that can cover my expensive medical bills and medication. My girlfriend is also not financially well off. She recently received an eviction notice from her landlord stating that she has to move out within the next month because she can't keep up with the rent. She's now pressuring me to find a place with her this month, threatening to leave me if I don't do it. Deb, her and her kids can be a lot to handle, and stress can trigger my seizures. And she has a 3-year-old Boston Terrier that's not very friendly and refuses to get along with my 5-year-old German Shepherd. I love her, but I feel stuck and unsure of what to do. I almost feel like she's guilt-tripping and trying to manipulate me into supporting her financially so she and her kids have a place to stay. I'm struggling to balance my health, my responsibilities to my mom, and my relationship. I'm worried about the impact of this stress on my health, especially since stress can trigger my seizures. Additionally, I'm concerned about the financial burden and whether I can realistically support all of us. What should I do in this situation? How can I manage these responsibilities without compromising my health and my relationship? The first thing you're going to do is, and I know this is going to sound mean, but you need to tell her, you know what, that them two MFs that you had them kids by, that's who you need to be calling because they ain't my kids and I love you and everything, but I'm not going to be stressing myself out or putting my mother at risk to help you with some kids that you shouldn't have had. So, that's you may create a personal problem. It ain't mine. Okay. That's the first thing you're going to do. The second thing you're going to do is tomorrow, you're going to get on the phone and you're going to call social services. You are going to call the adult and aging department because you're going to be asking about stuff for you with a disability and your mother who is over 60 years old. That's the requirement in the state of California. Now, if you were somewhere else, I wouldn't be able to help you, but you said Modesto, I got you. So you are going to do that and you're going to explain the emergency situation. You're going to be, explain to them that you have like a lot of medical bills. You still have seizures. They're not under control. You need help to figure out what you're going to do with your mom. They will sign you up for in-home support services, IHSS. Obviously, you guys meet the standards because you have very low income. They will send somebody over to the house to help your mother, help you with cooking, cleaning, shopping, keeping her, groomed and everything, and keeping the house clean. You know, with your income level, there most likely won't be a co-payment. You're going to look into getting food stamps. You're going to look into getting on Medi-Cal. You're going to look at every kind of resource that you can to help support you and help cover those medical bills. That's what you're going to do. Okay, I don't know, I know people be trying to be like all proud and, oh, I don't want the government in my business and all this other shit here. But sir, you are in a crisis. Okay, you're in a crisis. The stress level is going to kill you before the seizures or anything else. You've got to get yourself some help. You've got to do this. Okay. That's what those programs are there for. They're waiting for people who need them so they can come and help you. Okay. So it's not like you're malingering or anything. And then the other thing is they're probably going to suggest that you get an attorney, a disability, a rights attorney, because there's no way in this world they're going to cut you off when you're still disabled. That's just, they try it. Don't get me wrong, they try it. But that's why you have to go and find you an attorney. They're going to take whatever settlement you get, they're going to take a cut of it because they don't require any money up front. But you will be able to get back payments if they do cut you off. And you'll also be able to get, to stay on disability until you are medically well and healed and able to re-enter the workforce on a full-time basis, which may never happen. Okay, just prepare yourself. You may always have like a 25 or 40% disability. That could be your life. But I want you to stop being so proud and thinking that you got to carry all of this on your shoulders all by yourself. You pick up that phone and you call, I don't know what county Modesto's in, but you call that county social services office tomorrow, first thing in the morning, and you tell them what's going on and how you need help. Okay. That's what you need to do. If they have an area agency on aging, that's the part of the social services division that you need. So if you look on their website, they may just give you a direct number. Area agency on aging, whatever the county is in Modesto, that's what you call, and you get your little butt in there and start filling out that paperwork so you can get you and your mama some help. It don't make any sense. You let that bitch worry about herself and her raggedy kids. Okay. This is why I tell women, don't be having kids by miscellaneous stray idiots. This is what always happens. They dip out and do whatever they do, and you the one stuck with the problem. And now she doesn't have enough money. And so now she's going to be kicked out of her place. She should be calling the social services herself, to tell you the truth. But, what the bottom line for you is you don't worry about her. You worry about yourself and you worry about your mother, who is the person who brought you into this world and needs you right now. She took care of you when you was, when stuff was flipped, when you were little and helpless. Now it's your turn. Okay. You don't worry about some bitch. That's all I'm going to tell you. You let her worry about herself. Just like she worried about herself getting them 2 damn kids, she can worry about what to do about the problem that she created. Now, I know people be like, dang, that's so harsh. Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you. That's how I feel about it. Okay. Next question, question number 2. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group. She's Caucasian from Spokane, Washington. Summary of issue. My boyfriend jokingly said, quote, I hate Black people while on a call. How do I handle what he just said to me? It really hit a nerve. He said that to you? For some context, my boyfriend and I are both 18. Okay, so you young and dumb. And have been together for about 2 to 3 weeks. And I really do like him. He's cute, funny, and thoughtful. Weeks, not months. However, he can switch from I love you so much to we need to break up in a few hours, which I'm not sure if it's part of dating someone with BPD, that's bipolar disorder, and ADD or something else entirely. Wait, he's got all them afflictions? Mhm. You know how I am about people with affliction. They need to stay over there somewhere. However, okay, wait, okay, but I know it's out of his control, so it doesn't bother me as much as it would if somebody else I was with said that to me. And I know despite this, he really does truly care about me a lot. Okay, first of all, let me just stop you right here. You don't know what he has. Okay, just because he told you that. Have you seen any medical diagnosis? Do you know for a fact, I mean, is he getting some kind of check from the government to cover those afflictions? Does he get therapy for those afflictions? Does he take pills for those afflictions? If the answer to those questions is I don't know or no, then don't believe that he has ADD or bipolar disorder. I'm going to tell you something. You're young, you're only 18, you don't know the games yet. This is a common tactic used by players. They want to get you in a mindset where you feel sorry for them and you give them all kinds of leeway because they have these alleged afflictions. I don't give a fuck what you claim you got. And even if you do have a doctor's, diagnosis about it and stuff, how do I know that's a real doctor? I want to see the license number and I'm gonna call the state or look on their website and make sure that that's who it is. Then, even if you do have affliction, I'm still not gonna fuck with you because I don't deal with defective men with issues and stuff like that. You're gonna be flipping out and going all depressed and going and hiding in closets and crying all the time and stuff. I know I can't do it. Can't do it. Not gonna try to do it. So you have an affliction around me. Don't think it's gonna be an excuse. It's gonna be your ticket up out of here. That's what's gonna happen. So you need to understand that first. So I just want to stop and say that now so I don't get to the end of your letter and forget. This is game, okay? He may really have it, but he may not. And I want you to understand that this is going to be a common game that they're going to run on you as you go through life. You only 18, so you just getting started. You're going to hear this a lot, okay? So let's see. So he flips out on switches up from love you to let's break up. Okay. We were talking a little while ago, and out of nowhere, he was talking about his Snap avatar and how much he loves it, which to me looks a little haunting. In his avatar, he's bald, a strange color like blue or purple or something, has vampire teeth, strange eyebrows, and long eyelashes. I would attach it to this letter, but pictures aren't allowed. Yeah, I don't know uploads on my form. Anyways, we often joke about how his avatar makes him look like Mr. Clean. So I jokingly said, ew. I also think it's important to mention that I'm white and he's Black and Asian. Okay, well, you said he's mixed. Well, you just said that you're white. Okay. He's Black and Asian, so he's Blasian. So then he says, oh my God, you hate Black people. Because as a Blasian, it certainly feels that way to me in a very serious tone. I know he was probably joking, but I didn't find it funny at all, especially because I think it's that way too early in our relationship to even kid about stuff like that. And I am somebody who takes things like that to heart. So a few minutes after that, I decided to hang up. I said that I wish he wouldn't say that to me and that he could, but that it really hurt. What do I do now? The fact that he even thought that was an okay thing to say baffles me. I don't know if I can forgive him right now, to be honest. I'm going to tell you something. The whole purpose in dating, you're 18 and this is probably like, one of your earliest, hey, everybody, one of your earliest relationships. I'm going to explain to you what dating is about. Okay, so you got in your mind that you want to find you a partner for short term, long term, whatever, forever, ever. I mean, whatever is your goal, that's what you're looking for somebody that y'all can be like this with. Okay, what does that require? That requires somebody who's in the same book as you, hopefully on the same page of the book as you, that has similar morals, similar values, similar goals, so that you all are in sync. There's not a bunch of conflict and drama. Okay, you all work together. You're an excellent team. You communicate well. You're considerate of each other's feelings. You love each other. You respect each other. You love and respect each other's, loved ones and stuff like that, each other's property. These are things that are key, okay? The main thing is you have similar values, morals, and the communication is good. So when you have a situation like this, as you said, 2 or 3 weeks in, that's a sign. That is a red flag, and that is a sign of incompatibility. So what you're supposed to do is go to him and you say, you made that comment, and then you have this behavior pattern that I've noticed over the last few weeks where you're wishy-washy and back and forth and in and out. I'm not feeling it. So what I want, when I hang up this phone, we're through here, sir. This was a fun little adventure, but it's now over because I can see that the two of us are grossly incompatible and you all on some bullshit, basically. That's what you, if it was me, that's what I would say. But you probably don't speak like that. But you do say the first part and tell him that it's not going to work. Now he's going to be like, why? Or he might even get angry and throw that out. Yeah, see, I knew you were against black people and all that stuff. But you just say, it's not even anything to do with that, or it has to do with you being stupid. And stupid has no racial connection. It just is what it is. And so you take that and run off to wherever you're going with it, and I'll talk to you another lifetime. And then you hang up your phone and you block his number. That's what you do. Okay. I'm reminding everybody who's listening on Instagram, they have a rule. They only do these live streams for an hour. So when the hour's up, you're going to have to come over here to YouTube if you want to keep hearing the adventures and the misadventures of all the people this week. Because they be getting themselves into some, I'm like, my God, what is really going on? Hey, y'all in the chat over here. I see you, Black women. Lupus Chronicles. You show up every now and again. Good to have you. All right, let's move on to question number 3 of 25. We have 25 questions as usual. This is a young lady in the 22 to 27 age group. She's of mixed racial heritage from Garland, Texas. The male in question is 35 to 42, and he is Black. Summary of issue. My boyfriend took me on a miserable 10-day, quote, vacation. Should I have waited to tell him how unhappy I was once we got back home? My boyfriend of 5 months. Okay, so he's in the 35 to 42 age group, and you in the 22 to 27 age group. What are you thinking? That's like grandpa material for you. Way too old. That's the first thing that's jumping out at me. Okay, but let's see how you messed up. So, but he called it a vacation, but actually it's a trip with his parents to visit his aging family members in case it matters. He is 35 and I'm 25. Yeah, see, no. Deb, he initially described it as a getaway where we'll be at a lake house that was going to be so large. Apparently, we'd have a space to do our own thing, and we wouldn't be just, quote, hanging out with his parents. However, when we got there, it was not just his parents, it's family, friends of theirs who actually owned the lake house. The owners were very hospitable, but kept making odd comments to me. She thought they were funny jokes, but in my opinion, making racial/sexual jokes with a stranger you just met is not a good idea. She also thought it was funny to show us a ring video of my boyfriend and I hanging out and kissing on the lake, saying that she's, quote, watching us. I immediately felt weird and uncomfortable. The house and the bed we were staying in was literally covered in dog hair. Oh, no. No. And you stayed? Wow, you must really like this dude, or you just really desperate. My boyfriend not only knows I'm much more introverted than he is, but this is a new relationship, and I just met his parents. So bombarding me with not just his parents, but family, friends, aunts, uncles, and grandparents to meet and talk to on this, quote, vacation has been so overwhelming. He also dishes me a lot while I'm his guest. He leaves me to eat a whole sit-down dinner with his family alone while he runs out to run errands or go to the store. This is very anxiety-inducing for me. We also made another stop to his grandparents' house where we stayed in a creepy, dark basement where you can hear mice crawling around. Oh, hell to the no. And his grandma is very old, so the house isn't really kept up well at all. I feel miserable. I haven't had a decent meal and I haven't had a good night's sleep or felt comfortable enough to relax throughout the entire trip. I tried to keep a smile on my face and be happy, but it came to a tipping point when there was another surprise dinner with more family of his. I told him if this was a family get-together, why did he even invite me? I kind of blew up on him and told him I was getting the next flight out of there and how uncomfortable I was. I was wondering when you was going to leave. Okay, she keep on talking about this family. Okay, my boyfriend apologized for not thinking the trip through and admitted to me that if he told me what we would actually be doing, I wouldn't want to come, which is true. So manipulation. So he withheld vital information that would have helped you make a decision that was in your own best interest. He withheld that to manipulate you, and they basically lied to you to go on this trip with him that you really didn't want to go on, and he knew you didn't want to go on. So that's what's happening. Okay. I just feel tricked and so dumb for even agreeing to this trip. I knew 10 days was way too much. My boyfriend also has been so disorganized with the itinerary. He says he wanted me to come with him so I could see where he used to spend his summers as a kid and to show me more of his life and family, which I appreciate and thanked him for. But this was just a horrible trip, and I feel bad for blowing up on him and telling him I was going to take a flight home. But every day, he has no idea what we're going to be doing, and he's putting it on me to find activities. We're still a new couple, too, so I just feel overwhelmed, overstimulated, and uncomfortable. Should I have expressed my grievances about how miserable I was while on the trip, or should I have just waited till we got back home to tell him? It upset him and hurt him for me to say how unhappy I was. My boyfriend is a social butterfly, so he doesn't understand why it's a lot for me to meet 5 new people a day within 10 days. So he feels annoyed with me. No. See, your mistake was you didn't cuss him out. All you talked about was, well, you shouldn't invite me because of family trip. You're supposed to say, motherfucker, look here. I'm getting an Uber and I'm getting the fuck up out of here. And when I get back, any shit you have at my house, I'm gonna have it packed up in a box and we're done. We're done. Because you just tried to manipulate me into this trip and by lying and leaving out vital information. If that's not a fucking red flag of a narcissist, I don't know what is. Girl, you need to be just like way the hell away from this guy. He is such bad news. And then he only brought you on the trip so you could have some booty, right? You do understand that. You don't understand that? You might not because you're only 25. He brought you on a trip so he could have somebody to screw at night. That's what he did. He didn't want to spend 10 days with his relatives and not have no trim. That's what this was all about. So you done took 10 days off of work, used up your annual vacation leave, probably bought new clothes for the trip, thinking it was going to be something cute, a new swimsuit and all this old stuff here. And then you get there and it's just a bunch of old people and some cat hair, dog hair, and mice in a basement. Hey, Shay, girl, this poor child right here. I don't even know what to say. But, you knew, okay, because I have to turn this around on you now. Okay, you just met this motherfucker, okay? You ain't really been on even a weekend with him, really. You spending some time at each other's house or something like that, but like a weekend away, you have to people do it in small doses so you can test them out. How do they act when they're away from home and away from people that are monitoring their behavior? So you didn't do that. So you do that. You're supposed to do that, right? A weekend, a long weekend, whatever, 2 or 3 days. Then for your first trip where you guys are going to go off, it should be 5 days or less. There's nothing wrong with 3 days. Okay. You signed up for 2 weeks of shit. Who does that? I won't even commit to a dinner on the first date. I'm going in for coffee, a sandwich, an ice cream, something. Well, I'm going to be in and out of 30 minutes. And here you are, just been knowing dude for a couple of months, and you off traipsing around the country with him for 10 solid days. You was doing the absolute most. And I don't care how he presents it, how wonderful he says it's going to be and all this kind of stuff. You as a woman have to use your common sense and stay in your envelope and stay on your program. I don't know how many times I have to tell you young girls this. You don't deviate from what it is that you know is the right thing to do for you because of what some man says. I don't care who he is. It could be your daddy. I don't care. If you know in your mind that this is the path you want to follow, these are the rules you want to guide your life by, you stick to that shit. And stop being like this. This is the kind of shit that gets you in trouble because your boundaries are flexible. You don't really have any solid rules for your life and any real track, real track that you follow it. You just like, through life, whatever somebody asks you to do, you do it. And that's how you get in trouble and then your life gets all fucked up. You make a plan and stick to it. Get this fool out of your life. This is an idiot. And he's very manipulative. That's all I would have said. Honey, 10 days? I'm telling you, by the time I got there and seen all them people, I would have been like, oh, Uber, come get my black. I'm the fuck up out of here. Drove me right back to the airport or train station, bus terminal, whatever. And I'm on something smoking going back to my house. And then we would be done. I mean, done. Like forever done. Because that's one thing you're not going to be playing with my life like that. Yeah, Toshay, that's a good name for it. What the fuck weekends? That's actually a good name. Look at Shay coming up with some stuff. Oh, yeah. Remember the days when we used to be on Tuesday and then I had to switch it to Wednesday and then I don't know what happened after that. I don't know what had happened to did. So let's move on to question number 4. That got me a little sweaty. Okay, wait. I still got on my I came in here. This is the shirt that I wore to the gym. Now, let me tell you about a side story. I have to tell you about my workout. So, I work out with my friend and we got, we feeling like we strong, we in the gym, we just, big, large and in charge. We hefting all this weight, we doing all this shit right. So I said, So I go back into my trainer memory banks. I said, let's try a different technique. I never used it with her before. And I said, this is called the time under tension, which is, usually, people doing the weight shit like, it's the muscles contract, but they get to release pretty quick. In this thing, you do a count of 4. Some people do like 8. I just do 4 because that is plenty. So your muscles are under the tension of the weight as you press it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so at the 4 count, you should be at the top of the movement. And then as you lower it slowly, 1, 2, 3, 4, back. Oh my God. We got done and we were both like, oh, it's gonna be over tomorrow. I can hardly tell. It's gonna be over. We gonna be so sore. But that is an advanced training technique. So if you bored with your workout, try that. Look it up online so you can understand what the principles are. But it's called the technique is called time under tension. And your muscles be screaming and begging for mercy. You got to have good joint integrity too, because otherwise, you're gonna get joint failure, muscular failure way before you finish your set. But man, that was rough. That was rough. So I will be taking Tylenol tonight. I just wanted everybody to know. All right, so let's move on to question number 4. This young lady's 28 to 34 age group from Boise, Idaho. The male is 22 to 27. Okay, so you dating a younger man in his 20s. Have you lost your mind? Summary of issue. My boyfriend's friends tried to set him up with another girl. How do we proceed? You don't. My boyfriend and me been together for 8 months. He's 24, I'm 28. I met this 2 friends of his that are a couple. They're around his age. Let's call them Kevin and Sally, and got along well with them, or so I thought. They invited my boyfriend for dinner and drinks at their house, and I was not invited since I was out of town. Turns out the dinner party was between the 3 of them plus another girl. Let's call her Patty. My boyfriend shared this with me, and I was fine with it since I thought it was completely harmless. Well, it turns out that Kevin sent a text to my boyfriend saying that Patty really liked him and was into him, and in another reality, you could be very happy with Patty and drive her home. My boyfriend answered with, well, that would be cool, but I'm in a relationship. To which Kevin said, that's what I'm saying in another reality. After that, another text from Kevin the following day saying, Sally talked about you with Patty and reiterated that she really likes you and finds you funny. At this point, I was very angry at all 3 of them for this situation. My boyfriend explained that Kevin and Sally don't like me and that he got the vibe that the dinner party was them setting him up with Patty, but still remained there and walked Patty to her bus stop. I feel very hurt for my boyfriend not standing up for me, allowing the setup scenario to happen, and entertaining Kevin's comments. I am also angry with Kevin and Sally for being nice to me in my face while introducing my boyfriend to someone else with other intentions. I cannot control my boyfriend's relationship with Kevin and Sally, nor how they feel about me. I just don't know how to address the situation without being controlling or naive on the other hand. How should I proceed from here? What you should do is tell your stupid ass boyfriend. So see, this is why you shouldn't mess with younger dudes in their 20s, because number one, they stupid. They don't get fine nuances and stuff like that. And then number 2, he doesn't have the maturity to know how to deal with friends like this. So what you have to do is say, okay, whatever your boyfriend's name is. I don't think you gave him a name. You just said Kevin, Sally, and Patty. You didn't even name yourself. But okay, so yo dude, you're supposed to say to yo dude, I want to understand, your understanding of the situation. Do you have loyalty to me, or is it to Kevin and Sally? And he's going to catch him off guard. And you're going to say, the reason why I need to ask you that is because, I see, the responses that you give to Kevin aren't really definitive. They're not really shutting this down. They're not saying, hey, dude, I'm in a woman. What you're doing right now is disrespecting my girl and me. That you on some bullshit. That's how you, as a man, that's how you shut things down. And you're gonna have to tell him this because he might not know because he's young and dumb, like I said. But see, when you don't say things like that, it makes it seem like you're open to it. So he keeps pressing, pressing, pressing until you give in or they set something up and they just conveniently have her at the house again. And it's not making me feel real good. And what I'm thinking is this sounds like a situation where you're gonna get some payback because I'm gonna have the same setup with some dude, and you're gonna get to see how it feels. Is that what you want? And he's gonna say, no, no, no. Say, but then you need to handle this in a way, like I said, where you shut it down. If you don't shut it down, that means that you're open to it, and it's you're just a matter of time. So, in which case, there's no need for us to continue this farce. I will pack my things. I'll get the fuck out of your life. Because one thing I'm not going to do is be disrespected. So you have to talk to him like that. Put some shit on his little silly, simple mind so he understands. Yeah. I don't know about that part, Sliver. I'm still waiting for the good part. But we were so gung ho. Oh, you should have seen us. We were just all over the gym, just all smiling, cracking jokes, laughing. And now I'm sitting here. It's like every muscle on my body starting to hurt. I'm gonna be in some Epsom salts after this show. Yeah, the good part ain't hit yet. Yeah, but see, that's how, as a man, you have to shut shit down. And this is goes to you young dudes listening, so you understand. You don't let your friends interfere in your relationship like that. And if the fact that they would even try some shit like that, that is a major sign of disrespect. So you, as a guy, you don't say something to your friend and his bitch about doing some pulling a stunt like that. You're supposed to stand up and cuss them all out and say, look, man, and we friends and all of this, but you done crossed the line. This is some bullshit. I'm out, deuce, and leave Sally Sue or whatever the hell her name, Patty, there with them while they figure out how stupid they are and who they need to apologize to. But he didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? He didn't do that. And that's how that's the difference between how real men handle their stuff and silly little boys don't. So you dating a silly little boy, so I don't know what to tell you. Better brace yourself, because this is only the first of the rounds of bullshit that you're gonna have to deal with him, because he's too immature. He don't have no understanding of nothing. He's too young and stupid. So let's move on to question number 5. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. I had an iced tea thing. I think I forgot to bring it in here. She's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Summary of issue. After my friend B-listed me to her wedding, should I still go? Nope. Why is this even a question? I'm 25, autistic, and I have trouble making friends. I had a close friend, or so I thought, named Allie. She's really pretty and outgoing and gets along with everyone. A few months ago, Allie came to my place and told me about her engagement and showed me her ring. You would definitely be on the guest list, she added. That was a few months ago, but I only ended up getting an invitation to the rehearsal dinner, but not the actual wedding. I decided to talk to Allie about it, thinking it might have been an oversight or a mistake. She said, well, if a spot opens up at the wedding, I'll let you know. I was kind of hurt because she did say that I'll be on the guest list. Well, yeah, but she didn't say which guest list, see? So you can't be mad. Originally, inviting someone to the rehearsal dinner, but not the wedding, is weird. Also, I think telling someone that they could come if someone else can't make it is kind of rude. Until then, I had thought we were close. A week later, I got a call from Allie, and a spot had opened up, and she asked if I'd like to come. No envelope or anything, just a phone call. I told her I would see if I can make it. I want to go to the wedding and the rehearsal, but I don't think I was invited in a polite way. I was not expecting for Allie to B-list me to her wedding. I want to tell her how I feel, but it is her big day, and I don't want to make it all about me. Well, then shut up. The bottom line is you have an invitation to go. That's what you wanted. So if you want to go, go. If you don't want to, you want to sit around pouting and talking about, well, I'm on the B-list and all this, and just stay your ass at home. Okay, so just pick one. Because at this point, she's going to be beyond caring because you all up in your feelings about some bullshit. She said, I'll put you on the guest list, but she never said which one. You should have been specific and asked her, what is the wedding, rehearsal, dinner? What guest list? The wedding shower? What do you mean? Which guest list? But you didn't ask her that. So you were on her guest list. So it's not like she lied, but it wasn't a guest list that you wanted to be on. So you see where I'm going with this? You don't really have a right to be mad. She found out that you want to go to the wedding, so she found a spot for you. So now you got what you wanted allegedly. But now you want to pout and act stupid and I'll see if I can make it. Take your bitch ass to that goddamn wedding and shut up. Don't be writing me with this kind of stuff. It's stupid. You said you wanted to go, so go. No, she didn't. She did not mislead her. See, this is the important part about people listening well and communication. Somebody telling you that, they're getting married. Do you know how many different parties and events and guest types of things there are connected if you having a big formal wedding? Sometimes a dozen. So you supposed to, if you want to be specific, you supposed to say which guest list. If you don't do that, and everybody listening to this, you better learn this trick. If you don't do that, and the same goes with any party, a corporate event, a friend's party at their house, a wedding, no matter what it is, you ask questions and you say, well, do you mean this, or this, or what do you mean? You're supposed to ask so that everybody's on the same page. See, when you start assuming shit, that's when you run into problems like this. And so many women do that. Y'all don't open your mouths. You be scared to open your mouth and ask questions. There's no way in this world, if I would have somebody said, oh, I'll put you on a guest list, I would have not followed up with which guest list. What you talking about? Because, they had a bridal shower. They have the rehearsal dinner. Sometimes they have the going away, the bridal thing, trip thing. They have so many different events these days. You got to be specific and do the same thing with men. Okay, this is something I teach you. Been teaching women all this time on this channel for 30 years. Don't ever assume because someone says something to you that you understand what they mean. Don't ever do that. So some dude say, yeah, I want to be with you. What the fuck does that mean? You see where I'm going with this? The specifics. What you mean you want to be with me today, tomorrow, next week, forever? What you mean? Do you want to just be in my bed? Do you want to be like my boyfriend or you want to be my husband? What do you mean? But you don't listen. You don't do that. Well, I thought he meant this, but you didn't ask him. It's the same as I put you on the guest list. It's the exact same thing. She didn't ask for specifics, and so she got her face cracked. These women be like, well, he said he want to be with me, and you didn't ask him what that meant. You're going to get your face cracked. Same thing. You have to be specific. Just like in the DNN last night, remember they showed the Cookie Monster eating in the bed. He just loaded up with cookies saying, when you told her that you was a monster in bed, but you didn't get specific. Perfect example of somebody assuming they knew what you meant, but they didn't ask no question. I am a question and I will burn you up with questions. I want to know everything. Was the wind blowing left to right, east to west, north to south? What was going on? I want to know the details before I sign on the dotted line and agree to anything you're talking about. Question number 6. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Toronto, Canada. The male in question is 18 to 21. Summary of the issue. Am I the one who is making a big deal out of it? So my boyfriend is younger than me. He recently turned 20 and I'm 22. I've had mixed feelings about our relationship since the start. Most importantly, I have already tried to end things before, but he insisted on me giving him a chance. And you don't know how to say no? The problem is I haven't seen him do anything to prove otherwise. Maybe because he is young. I'm his first real girlfriend, but I think he doesn't really seem serious about it, even though he always says he wants to marry me, etc. He's 20 years old. He ain't marrying nobody. If you believe that, you dumb. Why did you write this whole novel? Of course, I don't give in to those words since my past relationship with those were considered red flags, especially if they state that right at the beginning without properly knowing. Right. So then what you even mentioning it for? My boyfriend focuses on college the most, but it's either that or gaming. He thinks we don't need anything more than, quote, love for this relationship to survive. He spends all day in his room at his parents' house while I'm at work. He demands too much out of me, like seeing each other every day and spending all day together. Clearly, it's not possible since I have a life and responsibilities. I have already spoken to him about this, and like he always tends to say, he understands and will try to not come off as clean, but the next day he does it all over again. Then he makes a big deal out of it, saying that I don't love him and I'm probably losing feelings. At the beginning of the relationship, I told him I wasn't affectionate type because I grew up in a household in which we barely show each other affection since it's considered cringy or we have be seen as weak. I do my best to go out of my comfort zone for him, but when I ask him to meet my parents or family, he denies, saying that he isn't a people person. I don't push it, but he knows I value family over anything and I spend my time mostly with them. Another issue is that I also want to go on dates and not just be at my place watching movies or making out every time. Yes, I mentioned this as well, and he says he's doing everything he can, which isn't true, to do things for me like dates and all that. Okay, so he's 20 and he got more game than you at 22. That's what's going on here. Notice how many things you say. So then down here, you talk about his mother driving him everywhere, and that's awkward. My dad disapproves of our relationship, even though he hasn't met him. He knows I'm dating. But your daddy knows he's a piece of shit, and he ain't about nothing. That's why your dad's looking at you at 22 like you should be dating somebody 25, 27 that's got something going on, not looking backwards at somebody who's like still waiting in the kiddie pool. That's what you're doing, wasting time. And so, I know it's best to break up, but the guy is very persistent and I really do like him. I don't care about butt. Butt don't do shit. Other than those things, he does treat me well, even though he crosses some boundaries. Oh, and our nook life is also shitty, considering he is inexperienced and I've always just followed him instead of doing. Is breaking up the best option? It was the best option as soon as he got started with his not doing nothing self. You say you speak to him about it and then he just keep doing the same thing. I mean, how many times you supposed to keep saying the same thing over and over? But I really like him. So fucking what? Go like somebody with with better sense. He wants a chance. Say, I ain't the EEOC. I'm not giving equal opportunities to motherfuckers just because they want one. You got to come with something and you ain't coming with nothing. You don't have shit. Ain't about shit and can't offer me shit. So I'm out. Boop. And in the future, choose a man better than this. Choose a man. There's a video. I mean, like most of these on this channel, but the WIIFM series is What's in It for Me. You need to ask yourself those questions. Go and watch those videos so you understand how to screen a man, because you wasting all your time. If a man can't bring something to your life, this is the bottom line, sum it up of the videos, but the video it explains to you what you need to be looking for and how you assess a man and all that stuff. So you look for WIIFM, What's in It for Me. That's the title for the video. You look at it and you remember the key component, which is this. If a man is coming into your world and he is not offering anything that's going to make your life better, make your living easier, bring you joy and happiness and satisfaction in many, many different ways, I'm not going to get graphic, then you have no use for the said man. Okay, you leave that guy alone. He might be perfect for someone else, but he's not good enough for you. So you don't try to, quote, make it work. You don't compromise your values and morals. You don't give up on what it is that you need to be happy. You let him go on wherever it is he's going and find somebody who's a good match with him, because it's not you. That's how the world was supposed to work. It's the same with jobs. The same with cars. You buying a car, you're going to keep looking till you find a car that, talks to you. With bridal dresses that girls get, they say they just know that they try on a bunch of dresses and then there's one where they burst into tears. That's the dress. So you will know when the person is right. All this dealing and back, I'm going to talk to him. And you don't need to do all that. That's wasting your time. The dude is supposed to come in running and doing shit right. Okay, you don't need to raise somebody's son. That's not your job. He's supposed to be coming in as your man, someone you can depend on and lean on and respect and look up to. This guy is a kid. He's a clown and he can't even screw. What is it that you are getting out of this? You need to ask yourself that, because I don't see nothing. Silver says she's doing volunteer work. He a young Dusty with more game than her. That's the main thing that's scary here. But when she added that their nook life is shitty, I'm like, okay, you ain't getting nothing here. Nothing. You tripping. Question number 7. This is a female in the 20 to 34 age group from Fontana, California. Summary of issue. My father depends on me for his social life. I'm 29-year-old female. My daddy is 65. I have always been very close to him and the family. He's been divorced for 15 years, but has never had a girlfriend since. When he was younger, he had friends to do with, but he has since cut a lot of them out of his life due to toxic relationships, which I do understand. The past 5 to 8 years, he's relied so much on my sister and me to include him in social events. I am married and have a great social life with many friends. I think it's worth noting I'm still in my hometown with many of my high school friends, so my dad feels like he's connected to them too. So then she talks about some 4th of July party that his dad wants to tag along. And, ugh, am I an asshole for not wanting him there? I just want to enjoy my time with my husband and my friends and not have to worry about my father always needing to be with me. He's also a heavy drinker, which I do not like being around. My sister is a singer in the band. When she's playing at a bar, he expects me to drive him and include him. A lot of time I want to go with my friends to these bars or grab dinner, but I just have to worry about him being in my car, making sure he gets home okay. Also, every family event I need to drive him because he doesn't feel comfortable driving. I think it's an excuse for him to drink as well. My sister has always been a bit snobby and always puts these responsibilities on me. She's also a new mom and uses that as an excuse. I really don't blame her because I'm sick of it as well, but it would be nice for her to share the burden. No, 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 no. Neither one of you should be sharing this burden. What you need to do is get your dad, take your daddy down to the senior center and let it push him out the car. That's what you need to do. He needs to go over there and socialize with some old people that's old like him. Do that. Find where there's a senior center in your area, senior activities, all this kind of stuff, and you take his ass over there and you let him make friends with them people, go to them senior events, go and hang out there. They have what they call congregate meals where they all come there. They pay like $3 or $5, whatever it is, and they sit down, they have a meal together. They do that like 3 to 4 times a week in most of the places. So he can get plenty of socialization. They go on bingo trips and they go to casinos. I don't know what the hell they be doing, but they do a lot of stuff and it's all organized around, the seniors. So you do that. There's no reason in this world for you to be feeling like you need to be holding his hand and taking care of him like this. You doing this shit because you want to. Believe me, what do people use their phones for anything other than texting? You got the power of the universe in your hand and can quickly search up any kind of something within a 20-mile radius of where you are. You find something that's on a bus line that he can get there by himself, and then that's where you drop him off and you tell him what bus to take back home. And they say, from now on, this is what you're going to do, because I'm not going to be babysitting you, and I'm not going to be involving you all this stuff that I do with my husband and my friends. You're going to get a life of your own. The fact that you've chosen not to have a girlfriend or any kind of friends and stuff, that was your decision, and that's fine. You do what works for you. But your decision is not going to become a problem for me. And that's what you have let. You didn't put up any boundaries and tell them that. This problem that you writing in about this shit could have been over with years ago. There's no way in this world. But me and my dad, okay, you know how I cuss? I learned that from my father. One time, it wasn't too long before he died, too. Me and him had it out. It was ugly. We didn't talk to each other. Then he called me up one day about 3 weeks later, just talking like it was no problem. I said, oh, so you over your mad now? He's like, well, you cussed me out. I said, so? You taught me how to do it. And then we had a good laugh, and then that was that. But yeah, he got some Cooper right up his ass. That's what he got. Like, you done lost your mind. You talking to me like that. I don't know who you think you talking to, and it went downhill from there. Yeah, but they forget. I think they think that you're still a kid, and that they can just talk to you any old kind of way. I lit his ass up, called him a monkey motherfucker, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I wasn't proud of that. It was not a proud moment. I'm not saying I was. But I'm just saying, I'm a firm believer in matching energy. And the energy that my father was coming at me at in that moment, I don't know if he had been drinking. I don't know what his problem was. Something bothered him. He was mad about. I don't know. I didn't ask him, didn't care. But he said something that I didn't like. And I said, what? And then he said it again. And I was like, what, motherfucker? What did you just say to me? And that was it. It was on. And he was, trying to cuss back, and I was talking louder than him. So that didn't really work too well for him. I think he was shocked. I think he caught him so off guard, because that's the first time I ever talked to him like that. And he didn't know what to do. He was just, he was just stunned. People told me later, my daughter cussed me out. And he was laughing about it. My daughter cussed me out. Yeah, I'll do the shit again. You keep acting a fool. But yes, that was the one and only time we had it like that. Oh, you got to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries. Women especially who do not have boundaries, you are roadkill. People see you, it's like, yeah, they zero in on you and it's over. It's like you have a target on your forehead. It's terrible. Oh, I lifted my arm, my triceps, my shoulder, my back. Oh, I'm in trouble, y'all. I was so gung ho at the gym. I was just thinking I was just Arnold Schwarzenegger or somebody. Okay, let me. Ouch. Question number 8. This is a male in the 28 to 34 age group from Coventry, England. The female is 28 to 34 as well. Some of the issue. My girlfriend said that she would forget her ex-lover easier if I had a bigger Johnson. Wait, she said, what? Do I continue with her? Let me think about it. What would you? Okay, if you was a dude and some woman said that to you, what would you do, ladies? Put your comment in the chat. How would you handle such a rogue question? Okay, Deb, when we started dating, she was heartbroken over a guy she had just slept with only 2 times. He dumped her. For the first month or so, she kept talking about him all the time. About 6 months into our relationship, he sent her a text, and she flirted with him in Messenger. She gave him compliments and even called him daddy. Oh. Plus, she said that she can keep a puzzle that she made for him. It was a map that leads to her house. Okay, so you knew all that. And so you with this woman who keeps talking to you about some other man and you continue with her. Then 6 months into your relationship, he sends her a text and she flirts with him and stuff. And you know what the flirts say and all the stuff about and you stayed with her. Okay, I want to just point these things out. This kept nagging me big time. And about 2 weeks ago, I said that she should tell him to throw it away. She sent him a text, and after he refused to do so, she kept on asking him why and showed interest in him. She said that she finds him intriguing, LOL. After a big fight, she admitted that she could forget him more easily if I had a bigger Johnson. What do you ladies think of this? Now, I should add that she didn't say it in a rude way or anything. I had to get it out of her, and she was really sorry to have said it afterwards, but still. All I'm going to say this, if you stay with a woman who tells you that your dick is too little, you have no self-esteem at all. You may as well just grow up a JJ and just run around and call yourself Michelle, because you, sir, are a loser. There's no way in this world that a woman should say something like that to you, to your face, and you continue to call her your girlfriend. You have lost your damn mind. If you don't dump this chick so she can go run back over there and be victimized by the dude, he must have had her hitting some high notes that I ain't never. I mean, like, supersonic dog whistle level notes she had to be making for her to be that crazy about somebody she slept with twice almost a year ago. And she's still talking about it. I don't know what to tell you. He gonna need therapy. Shay say he need a bigger brain. Yeah, he needs something. Just remember the dude that I told you all, he told me that how I should do my eyebrows. He got dumped on the spot. There's no way in this world, if I were a guy, a woman talked to me like that, she could get your shit and get the fuck out. Get out. Get out. We're done here. Instead, he telling her to tell the dude to get rid of the puzzle, like the puzzle is the problem. Interesting. Yes, he gonna need a therapy because he's something wrong with him. Poor thing. I just don't understand it. If I was a dude, I would just be just a terror because I would just be not taking no shit from these women at all. Question number 9. This is a female in the 50 to 56 age group from Manchester, England. Summary of issue. How do I navigate my husband's lingerie proclivities? I am happily married to my husband. I guess because we are older, I'm 53 and he's 61. We don't have nook a lot, but when we do, it's mutually satisfying and affectionate. We are also very thoughtful towards each other, and we are just the best of friends. Friends that kiss a lot and cuddle up on the couch every night. Last week, I got out of the shower and went to go back into the bedroom to get dressed for work. The bedroom door was closed, so I tried to open it and I couldn't because something was blocking it. It was my husband wearing the lacy nightie he had presented me with the night before. I was shocked, to say the least. Wait a minute. Because, see, she says lingerie proclivities. I was thinking that he was buying, like weird stuff that he wanted her to wear, like that she. Anyway, my mind didn't even go that it was going to be him in the lingerie. Okay. The first words out of my mouth were, "What are you doing?" Yeah. The only thing he said was, "I just wanted to see if it would fit me." I said, "Okay," and went and got my work clothes. That night I asked him about it. He refused to talk about it. The only thing he said was, "I am not gay." I love my husband. If he wants to incorporate lingerie into our nook life, I'm okay with that. But he won't even look at me, let alone talk to me. How do I approach this and make him feel comfortable? I don't feel like I've done anything wrong. Well, no, you haven't done anything wrong. He's just embarrassed that he found out. Now, see, there's different kinds of women here. I mean, it wouldn't be something I could do because I am firmly in the camp. I need my man to be 100% man to me. I can't have no questions about, your true interests and all this kind of stuff. I just can't do it. So that would bother me. I don't think I'd be able to continue with the marriage after that because I would be too disgusted. So, but that's just me. So you seem to be more open to it, and I got to give you props for your open-mindedness. So I would say this: you know what size that was? Did that fit him? You know what he liked, right? Because it was lacy. You said lacy. So evidently he likes lacy things. So what you should do is go and you could buy him something, buy him a couple of things. And then you gonna get it, wrap it up, and you gonna give it to him and say, okay, start drinking some wine. And so then you say, oh, here, I have a present for you. And he's gonna be, what? It's like, oh, it's not my birthday or anything. He's like, no, but I just think this is, that you'll be happy with this. He's gonna still be embarrassed, so he's probably not gonna really be, looking at you much. So you're gonna give him the box with the stuff in it, and then you're gonna tell him to go in there and put it on and model it for you. That's what you're going to do. And that will communicate to him that you're accepting of his little interest. Because not only are you accepting it, you want to see it, you're actually participating in it by providing him with the tools that he would need that, is in line with what he's talking about. That that's the best suggestion that I could come up with for saying that, you want to feel like how to make him comfortable. I would think that doing it that way would accomplish that goal. Well, what you think, Mika? Right? She gonna go buy homeboy his own stuff, his own gear. Say, go over there and twirl. Let me see. Hike that leg up. Poke that booty out. And let's see you twerk. I would just be fucking with him, but I would really be like, ooh, when you go to work tomorrow, I'm a deuce out. But yeah. Question number 10. Female 22 to 27 from Boulder, Colorado. Summary of issue. My boyfriend cheated on me with a man. Well, I was out of town. Okay. We're both 24, have been together for over 7 years and living together for 4. Recently, I went home for the weekend to see my mom. And for an appointment I had, nobody cares. Just say I went home for the weekend. That's insufficient. My boyfriend has stayed in our apartment since coming with me would have required him to miss work. And we would need somebody to watch our cats. Nobody cares about that either. He usually goes home more than I. Okay, let me skip some of this. You just going down memory lane. I returned on Monday evening and everything seemed normal. But on Tuesday, we came home from work at the same time. And that's when he told me he needed to tell me something. At first, I thought it was about his parents because they're older. And I thought, I got pretty worried. But then he told me over the past year or so, he's been questioning whether or not he's bi. Over that weekend, he had downloaded an app, met up with some man at a hotel, and popsicled him. I was shocked, and don't you guys dare type that word. I don't want my video be messed up. You know what I'm talking, what popsicled is. Come on now, be creative. I was shocked and at a loss for words since he is my best friend and the last person I would have expected to cheat on their partner. He said he did not enjoy it and he regretted doing it. He told me 2 days after it happened. If he had told me he was questioning his identity, I would have been open to him exploring it if that's what he wanted to do. Although I still would not have been thrilled since it makes me feel like I wasn't good enough. No, what it should make you feel like is you about to catch a disease. That's what it should make you feel like versus not feeling good enough. The first thing that you think about is that there's a problem with you instead of he done put his mouth on some stranger shit and now he coming home to you and you not thinking about that part at all. You worried about how it reflects on you. You hella stupid. Okay, let me see where I left off. I love him and I want what's best for him, but this was not the way to go about figuring himself out. I'm extremely upset that he went behind my back and cheated on me. See where her thinking is all fucked up. I do want to forgive him since he has never done anything else like this. And based on his guilt, I know he won't do it again. But this is very hurtful and disrespectful towards me. And it's going to take me a while to understand why, since he didn't seem to have a very good reason. He is going to go home for a couple of days soon and give us some space. And we are both going to think about what the future of our relationship looks like. You don't have one. I want to give couples therapy a try, which he seemed open to. You're just dating. You don't need therapy. You just break up. That's what dating is about. You don't go through all these changes about somebody you're only dating. I'm still at a loss for words. And I don't know how to feel. You should feel stupid, like I said, because your focus is on, oh, he cheated and he didn't tell me. And you know, this, other than the fact that he didn't have no problem going and finding the complete rando and putting his mouth on it and then coming home to you. So you know when you came home, you kissed him and everything. You see where I'm going with this? You worrying about the wrong stuff. I'd be worried about my face rotting off. Personally, like, what kind of monkeypox shit or something shit? Girl, I saw some pictures of that shit. That was nasty. That was gross. I would never show my face in public again until that shit went away. But yeah, I mean, I would be thinking about stuff like that and how he disrespected me and put my health at risk and all that stuff for his freak shit. That wouldn't work for me. Yeah, that's what she needs to do, but you know she's not gonna do it because whenever they write a letter like this and they say, "But I love him," it's a wrap. I already know they're not gonna do nothing because you know she's not saying I love myself too much to tolerate this kind of disrespect. She's talking about how she feels about him. Well, what was he loving you in that moment when he was doing all of that? He wasn't thinking about your ass. So that's the part that drives me crazy about women. So just giving, just no boundaries, no spine. And you got some dude who's gonna think he wasn't thinking about your ass at fucking all when he was downloading that app and racing over to that hotel and going through all them he wasn't thinking about you not 1 second. But here you are, oh, but I love him. That's why it's like, I hate to say it, but for the most part, women are stupid because their loyalty is to men instead of to themselves. That just makes no damn sense to me. I love everything about myself, even the bad part. It's still who I am. It's still me, and I love it all. Okay, and if you can't love it too, then I have no reason for you because you need to be reflecting my wonderfulness back to me. If you try to, show me something else that ain't what I perceive myself to be, which is great, grand, and wonderful, then what you here for? You're just trying to ruin my parade on my parade. Get out. Go. Poof. Andale. So I don't understand this kind of sacrificial attitude where you give of yourself, your safety, your body. I mean, the very core of who you are, you just forget it all because of some man. Yeah, exactly. I just can't do it. I don't like it. I get disgusted when women act like this. What the fuck is your problem? Stand up for yourself. As soon as he said that, she should have commenced to kicking his ass and beating him upside the head with something. It's like you did that, and then you had the nerve to kiss me. Oh, motherfucker, it's on now. I'm ready to beat your ass. And that's the way that would have had to go down. He's going home for a couple of days. Tell him to take his shit with him and don't come back. Question number 11. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's from Indiana. The male in question is 35 to 41. Okay, here we go. Another old ass boyfriend. Same issue. My boyfriend got rid of my collection without asking me, but says he didn't do it to hurt me. How do I get past this? You sue him in court for the value of it. I don't even know what it is, but whatever it is, I don't give a fuck what it is. It could be a matchbook collection. We have been together for a year and a half and recently found out that I'm pregnant with our first child. He is 40 and I'm 25. Look at this. Look at this hot mess. This is the issue. Since I was 12, I've collected a particular type of doll and associated merchandise, and I'm really passionate about it. I had a pretty extensive collection after 13 years. Obviously, now I'm not 12 anymore and I don't play with them, but I have a couple of shelves in my office, a few of my favorites in the bedroom, and a few on the bookshelf in the living room. He has room for all his hobby stuff too. He had said before that he thought they were more for kids, but at the same time, he brought me some dolls, even helped me find rare ones at times. So I thought he came around to them, but I was surprised to find after going to visit my dad for a couple of days that he had gotten rid of my entire collection when I came back. Everything is gone. I haven't stopped crying since I got back, and we had the biggest fight. He said he made the decision because now that we're having a baby, it's time for me to grow up and get rid of them, but he thought it would be easier on me if he did it when I wasn't there. He says his intentions were good, but I'm so devastated. I've never been more upset in my life. What a controlling freak. And you know he sold that shit and put the money in his pocket. He found out how valuable they were, especially if you had some collector ones. He sold that shit when he had to do it when you weren't there so you wouldn't stop him so he could get that money. My question is, how can I get over this and move past it? I stopped feeling like this was betrayal since he says he meant it with good intention. Well, so what? And you believed him? I've just never felt this sad in my whole girl. What is wrong with you? Somebody steals your shit and you don't file a police report and take him to court? I would sue the pants off of that motherfucker. You better go get all my shit back from wherever you got it, give them people their money back, and get my shit and put it right back on the shelf where I got it from. Or this is it. I'm going to the nearest abortion clinic and you ain't having a baby. Now, I want my shit in here by tomorrow. Or I'm making an appointment at the clinic. Which one you want? That's what I would tell his ass. I would fuck him up. He would be like, "Whoa, no, you can't do that with my baby. You did it with my doll, so why not? You did with my shit without a care in the fucking world. I'm gonna do the same shit to you, and you're gonna forever remember what you could have had, but I take it away, just like you took my shit." That's what I would do. You know, I told you I match energy. I would have had to just look at him and say, "Oh yeah, I know I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up for the rest of your life. You better get my shit in here. Get it in here, and it better be here on the shelf when I get home from work tomorrow. Otherwise, I'm going to the clinic." Well, they living together. But see, this, yeah, you know, he waited until she was out of town. He waited for an opportunity so she couldn't stop him. So that he could just do what he wanted to do with her stuff. I don't think he's a dope fiend. I think he did it to control her. What you got to realize when you have abusive men, anything that you like that they feel like takes some of your attention away from them, they want to get rid of it. It could be your pets, and they're not on drugs, but you put too much with your pet and stuff. Your family, they want to isolate you from your family and friends. It's the same principle. He fixated on those dolls because that's something that she has an emotional connection to. He doesn't want her to be connected to anything outside of him because it makes him feel threatened. That's an abusive type of personality. That's that's standard textbook abusive man behavior. Anything that you like, they don't want you to have it because it means that energy that you spend liking that, you should be spending that on me. That's what this is. So I'm not gonna say that he's any kind of dope fiend. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that he's just a control freak and he's gonna be using this baby against it. That's why I would get rid of that shit. I wouldn't care if I had to go to a foreign country. I suck this shit out of me. I'm not having shit for this motherfucker. I want him up out of my life, just like he got my dolls up out of mine. And then I would call everybody in his family and say, "Yeah, I got rid of it. You know why I got rid of it? Let me tell you what he did to me. So this is my get even. I don't have no dolls and he don't have no baby. Not by me. He'll have on somebody else is stupid. Won't be me though." Oh, I would fuck him up. I would just watch him cry for the rest of his life. And every anniversary, I would send his ass a card. "Oh yeah, remember? I guess it would be about 8 years old now, huh? If you hadn't sold my dolls, you would have." I would I would just fuck him up because I'm evil and petty like that. She can't use it. Yes, he will if she has it, but she's she's blinded. She doesn't really see it. That's why, a lot of times, women, again, women make stupid decisions based on emotions instead of taking care of themselves. So in a situation like this, the best approach would to stab him in the heart by telling him what's going to happen to his kid if he don't get my shit back. And I'll probably get my shit back and put it in a safe deposit box and do it anyway. Just to punish him because he thought he was slick and go pull a fast one. Clown. Hold on a second. It's been more than an hour. Yeah. I don't know. It looks like it's still streaming on Instagram. Maybe not. I don't know. So anyway, let's move on to question number 12. That pissed me off. I can only be on question 12 in this. Oh, I need to stop having so many side stories. She's 28 to 34 from Charleston, South Carolina. Summary of issue. My boyfriend smells even straight after a shower. Is that normal? And should I tell him? He knows he's funky. What you think you need to tell him for? I'm 33 and I've been dating my 28-year-old boyfriend for 3 years. So you 5 years older than him? What kind of mess is this? We've been intimate before. There's always been an odor, even straight after a shower. And you fuck with him anyway? But I thought it was just normal because my nose is down there. Oh. But tonight I put my hand, okay. So anyway, she puts her hands, in his clothing, and then she touched it softly, and then she moved her hand up to her body. A really bad and strong odor hit her. And she had said he had a shower about 10 minutes prior. The smell is kind of fishy and off. It was so strong that anytime I put my hair near my face, is all I could smell. You didn't wash your hands with soap and bleach? I didn't tell him because I don't know if this is normal. And no, it's not normal. At 33, how many men have you been with? You would know that this just not normal. What's wrong with you? I know there's always a smell, but this was quite strong. There's a scent, but not a smell. Okay, it shouldn't be odorous. Could this be something like an STI, STD, as it is normal? Could it be something else? Would you, in your opinion, I don't know what she's trying to say. Would I do something or see what happens next time? Should I insist he see a doctor? I don't know what that sentence was. Should you insist he see a doctor? Absolutely. And I would suggest strongly that you see one yourself because it sounds like trichomosis. And I don't understand how you could be fucking with him and not know that that's what's going on. But I guess it does display differently in men than in women. But something's going on. Chlamydia. I don't know. He need to go to see a doctor. But you go first. You go first because whatever he got, he gave it to you. So you gonna know what it is as soon as they do that culture. And then you can go and back and slap him upside the head and say, you nasty motherfucker. And then, do what you need to do. Personally, this one time I thought, it turned out he didn't. But I thought he did give me something. I was so done. I was so done. I cussed that motherfucker out. I called him everything but a child of God. I talked about his parents and how they didn't raise him, how he was gross and disgusting and nasty, and I just lost my mind. And my best friend at the time was saying, you shouldn't have done all that because this kind of thing, it just happens. I said, I don't care. It's never happened to me before with anybody else. And so he's just nasty and I don't want no parts of it. And I broke up with him. I was done. Yeah, I can't do diseases and funk. I just cannot do it. Woo! Question number 13. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from West Covina, California. Third issue. My boyfriend told me that snacking on mozzarella cheese balls might be a deal breaker. What should I do? I'm in a very weird situation. I don't know how to proceed. I'm hoping to get some insight. Bottom line, I am a cheese lover. I absolutely adore cheese, and it's my favorite snack. Okay, nice girl. My number one cheese has to be mozzarella, especially the ball-shaped mozzarella. The texture and flavor are so good, especially with a little salt. I bought those Belgosio packs of mozzarella balls, and they have been my snack of choice since I was a freshman in college. They are so easy and convenient. Okay, yeah, commercial girl. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 3 years, and we recently moved in together. He's known about my love for cheese since our first date. He took me to a restaurant and we ordered 3 charcuterie boards. I don't think he knew what he was getting into with my snacking, and he probably didn't expect to see me eat mozzarella balls on the daily. I thought he was fine with it, but now he's making an issue out of it, and I don't know if I should stop. No, you should never stop. His specific issue is the shape of the cheese. He tells me to see me eat YK ball. What's YK? You guys know. Oh, these texting acronyms. Ball-shaped cheese makes him uncomfortable. He says that it is lewd and I quote, seeing me pop a wet cheese ball in my mouth makes him think of me having, okay. Yeah, I was really confused and I told him I don't think that this is big of a deal and that it's literally cheese, but he told me that the imagery still grosses him out. You need a new boyfriend. I thought we could work through this, but after a while, he said it might be a deal breaker if I don't stop. After that, he left for work. During the argument, he said he doesn't care if I eat mozzarella. He just wants me to eat string or shredded mozzarella. I know this is so high maintenance of me, but mozzarella balls are just my favorite snack. Plus, it's different. They're different. The mozzarella balls are made with fresh mozzarella, and it's full fat cheese. The mozzarella sticks and the other stuff is made from part skim milk, and it has completely different flavor. Now I know that just from cooking. So I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, I know, but when you got a man button, that's not the issue. The issue is control. Again, just like in the last letter, when a woman has something that she really likes, a controlling man will try to find a way to take it from her. This is the same person. You guys, you miss what you missing the point. This is not about the cheese balls and the other one. It wasn't about the dolls. It's about controlling what she likes and ruining her life so that the only thing she has to focus on is him. See, you guys got to stay focused. Stay focused. This is an important thing for you to understand so that when you get in a relationship and they start this shit, you'll understand what's going on. You're going to flip and think, oh, well, he doesn't like the fact that I like salad. It's not the fact. It's not the salad. It's the fact that you like anything that he doesn't want you to like. That's what it is. Okay, so she's like, okay, the shredded cheese and the string cheese are good, but they aren't the same. Exactly, they're not. I'm thinking I should maybe buy the smaller mozzarella balls. Those are made from part skim, though. They aren't made from the full fat. You got to get the big balls for the full fat cheese. And I hope they won't bother him. But if I feed into this, could it reinforce his mindset he has? Deb, I don't know what to do. I want to make him comfortable, but this feels really controlling and unnecessary. Not to mention, I don't really want to give up my favorite snack. He's a great guy, but I just want to know if this is a red flag or if putting my foot down on this is unreasonable. No, this is definitely a red flag. And you should tell him, look, I've been eating these cheese balls since before I met you. And it looks like I'm going to be eating them after I deuce out from this bullshit relationship. So, your request will be denied. I'm going to continue doing what I want to do and eating cheese balls every opportunity I get. And you going to like it. If you don't like it, there's the door. Get your shit and get the fuck out of my life. That's it. That's all you have to say. That's how you do things and handle your life like a boss. You don't let men dictate and tell you what you're going to do, what you're going to like, or what you're going to eat. You don't do that. You don't let them tell you how to wear your hair, how to dress, what kind of work you can do, what you can read, what friends you can have. You don't let men rule you like that. He's supposed to be there to love you, and that's it. Either he loves you as you are with all the choices that you make, or he can get the fuck out. Those are the only two choices. There's no C here. It's A and B. Pick one. Stay and like it, or get the fuck out. That's it. There's no compromise. We're not going to negotiate. I'm not going to switch to string cheese and all this old shit that you talking about. That shit is nasty. Don't even have the same flavor. It doesn't melt the same. It's not the same. Yeah, I mean, the cheese balls are just the big ones. They're just different. I have some in my freezer too because I keep them there I never know when I'm going to want to make something that's going to require it. Like for my lasagna and stuff, I don't use that part skims. That shit is nasty. I use the full fat, the big balls, and I slice it and I put it in there. That's what I do. So I don't know. This is really sad. She says calls him a great guy. I don't see men behaving like this falling under the category of great. Question number 14. This is a young man in the 18 to 21 age group from Kettering in the UK. Term of issue, how to have self-esteem and self-confidence. I'm 21 and I've always struggled with this and I'm finding it really hard to fix. Since I graduated from high school, I've worked my way through college in engineering with a good GPA. I bought a car, I got a good paying job lined up, and I lost 25 pounds. I should probably lose another 10 to 15, but anyways. But for whatever reason, I still have no self-confidence, and I don't like who I see in the mirror. I'm starting to run out of things to change about myself to try and like myself more, so I'm hoping you or the viewers can provide some perspective. I think my biggest problem is the lack of a social life, but I don't know how to balance that with everything else, and I've always been pretty awkward socially. I feel like I'm starting to lose my sanity and just wish I could be happy with my life and who I am. Any tips or suggestions on how to fix this? Yes. What you have to do, what I see a lot in your generation, is y'all compare yourselves to other people. You do this shit so much. You on the internet, so you seeing all these photoshopped images and airbrush things and deep fakes and all this stuff, and you think that that shit is real. When people post something like you perceive that to be reality, you compare yourself to it, and then if you feel like you come out on the short end of the stick, then you start berating and demeaning yourself. That's the problem here. I say for most of the young people, the solution to their self-esteem and anxiety problems is closing all their social media accounts and staying off the internet, unless you need it for work. But just like for social fun and stuff, don't do it. Don't do it to yourself because you're just gonna fuck yourself up. This is a problem I keep seeing over and over and over again for young people. You should be in the prime of your life. Everything should be lovely, wonderful. You should be excited about the possibilities and your goals and dreams, the people that you meet. I mean, everything is new. Everything is exciting. You have so much to look forward to. But instead, I keep getting letters like this from young people just like in just like dire straits with the self-esteem is in the toilet. They feel like they're not good enough for anything because you're comparing yourself to other people. Now, if you want to do that, something like that, you have to start doing some affirmations. But you find yourself a shrink because you need some professional help. But in the meantime, go and find a book on affirmations. They probably have some websites or something, but self-esteem affirmations. And what you do is you have to start reprogramming your mind because right now what you've done is program your mind that you're not good enough, that you're failure, that nobody wants you, and all this kind of stuff. Those are the messages that you're giving yourself that in your head. And you are very strong, very convincing to yourself. But you can flip that shit around. It takes about 3 weeks to develop a new habit. So in 3 weeks' time, you could feel better if you are diligent. All you have to do is you're gonna write down your affirmations and you're gonna put them on the bathroom mirror or every mirror in your house, whatever you need to do. Put a copy in your car, put a copy in your desk, whatever you need to do so that it's in your face most of the time. Put it on your phone. And when you're gonna say these things like every morning, every night before you go to bed. Stuff like, you are enough. You're good enough. You're wonderful just as you are. You're a perfect creation of God if you believe in all that stuff, just as you are. You can do anything that you put your mind to. You're going to be successful. Look how hard you've worked already. You can do this more. You got this. You can do more. You can do even better. You got to turn around the messages that you feed yourself. Instead of saying negative stuff to yourself, you're going to say positive stuff to yourself because you have done a lot of positive things. Why don't you acknowledge and big up yourself for that stuff? You put those, you don't even mention, you mention it like in passing, but you focus more on the negative stuff. You should be you should be your own biggest cheerleader. I tell you, I'm like my ass, I was a good student, but I wasn't like on national honor rolls or nothing. I won a couple of spelling bees and stuff. I was a good student, but not like fantabulous or anything like that. I would not have gotten into UC Berkeley. Let me just put it that way. And because I like learning, but I just did not like school, the regimentation. I just didn't like it. So, but you would never know. Just the way that I talk to myself, like I am the best thing walking the face of the earth. And I honestly believe that. Anytime I say it's anything that anybody else can do, I can do it too. I probably could do it better. And I could tell myself that. I know I'm highly intelligent. And this is true. My IQ test proves it. I'm way smarter than what I appear and that I actually use. According to my IQ score, I'm like brilliant. But I like to act stupid. So what can I say? Kanye shrug. And it's like, the messages that you give yourself are what you're going to believe the most. Other people, you could listen to them and believe them too. But what do you tell yourself? That is the most important thing that you're going to listen to, the messages you tell yourself. And so you got to just turn them around. You got to start focusing on the good stuff that you've done, your good grades, the perseverance that you had to have to go through college, to get, the focus that you had to have to become an engineer, because that's okay. That's too much math for Deborah. And so, these are kind of things you should be like applauding and congratulating yourself for, and say, if I can do that, the sky is the limit. Why am I stopping myself? Why am I telling myself I can't do nothing and that I'll never succeed? What is wrong with me? And then you start turning that around, dude. That's what you're going to do. But like I said, it's very simple. And within 3 weeks, because this is scientifically proven fact, it takes 3 weeks, 21 days to create a new habit. So your habit, this can go to something else in 3 weeks' time. Okay, that's all it's going to take you. Yes, honey. Oh, okay. So Slivers. Okay, let me put this on the screen so he can see this. Playing in the background will help me reprogram my thoughts and mind. That's a good tip. Thank you very much. The thing, what's it called? The thief of joy. Oh, it is. Yes, it is. But I don't like comparing myself to nothing, and I get upset when people try to do that. But that I had this boyfriend. He's like, my mama cooks it better, and then you go over there and you start fucking her then. Well, no, but you don't have to go there with it. Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. Because you're going to sit in my face and you all up in my bed and you're going to tell me what your mother does better. Motherfucker, get your shit and get out and go back to your mama's house. That's what you need to do. And that was it. The relationship was over. Because one thing I'm not going to do is be compared to anybody, even if it's a good comparison. Like, I don't like it, how guys say, well, you're this or that, or, like you get with some dude of another race, I prefer black women because this and that. And they try to elevate you up based on your skin color. I don't like that shit either. I don't like that. You like me because of me as a person, not because of some racial stereotypes or anything like that. And if anybody say that kind of stuff, I'm out. To me, that's very disrespectful. Okay, so let's move on. Question number 15. I hope we got through to him because that's important because it's something affecting a lot of young folks. Question number 15. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Edmonton, Canada. Summary of issue. I had to protect his niece from a pit bull dog and my husband ran off. I have been ignoring him ever since. Is this something I should be forgiving him for? Hell no. Trigger warning. This story has a brutal animal attack in it, but everyone survived. I'm still a bit traumatized though, and I will be finding a professional to talk to. One issue is I don't know if the pit bull survived, and I haven't even asked. Well, yeah, okay, this is long as hell. I guess you're going to tell us the story. Okay, so they were in the backyard. I think our gate was open, but I can't remember. It doesn't have to be. If it's a low gate, the dog can jump over it. The pit came out of nowhere and latched onto his niece, who was 5. I heard her scream. I turned, and I kicked it with all the force that I could manage. I was lucky enough to hit it in the jaw somewhere that made his jaw dislodge. My husband, who had been a few feet away, shouted something along the lines of, "Whose dog is this?" I told him to get our bear spray from the house. I was in a panic. I'm an animal lover, but it was so insane. This dog seemed almost rabid. It wasn't foaming at the mouth, though, but I think it was, so it wasn't that, but it was just crazed. My husband ran, but not towards the house. He literally ran out the fence gate and shut it behind him, not towards his niece or his 4-month-old nephew, who was also present in the outdoor bassinet that I managed to all but toss onto the picnic table to make sure it was out of the dog's reach, while holding his niece over on my other shoulder. I put her on the barbecue to keep her out of reach, but the dog was literally jumping and snapping. And I was worried that if I tried to carry her, I'm not very tall, it would manage to grab her out of my hands. It chased me when I ran for the shovel, but then I swung at it, and I swung and swung until it stopped moving. Get it, girl. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think I will ever forget the sound or that feeling. It was such a high-stress moment, I didn't even realize it had bit me twice. I haven't spoken to my husband for a full week, even though we live in the same house. I didn't ask where he went. He only came back a few minutes later to pack us into the car and drive us to the hospital. He's getting angry that I'm giving him the silent treatment, but I feel like it's his fault that I had to possibly end that animal. If he had gotten the bear spray, I literally keep it in my purse for if I'm ever attacked by an animal with 2 or 4 legs, then I don't think I would have needed to do all that. It was literally just inside the door. He knows where I keep it. Instead, he took off to God knows where in the opposite direction. Me and 2 children that I'm not even related to and could have died. It might not be relevant, but I don't even like kids. I'm staunchly child-free, and he's the one that offered us up to babysit for the weekend. I don't know, Deb. Is this grounds for divorce? I'm not sure I can even look at him. He disgusts me. Any attraction I had to him is pretty much gone. He tried to touch me yesterday just to moved me so he could pass. And I smacked his hand away without even thinking about it, like he was some stranger at a bar. It was literally that jarring. This letter is long, but you notice I'm just transfixed by this story. So I'm reading it anyway without skipping one word. He has just been sulking around trying to talk to me, then getting frustrated and then skulking some more. I was expecting him to be a macho and fist fight the freaking dog, but at least follow the instructions. At least not leave me in a life and death situation with a toddler and an infant. Should I be able to chalk this up to the momentary panic? I don't even know if I want to hear him out. What would you do? Oh no, I'll be at the divorce attorney. Yeah, this but see, this is, and I want to congratulate you. Thank you for reminding me that button because I tend to get distracted. Lady, let me just congratulate you. First of all, because you was the shit. You swung into action to protect them babies. I have nothing but respect for you. Number two, even though you say you don't really like kids and you don't really want any of your own, every mother instinct that you ever had from your history of generations behind you swung into play, and you did the damn thing. Okay. There's not too many women in this world that could tangle with a pit bull and save two babies and herself. So you, you is the shit. That's all I can say. Now, for that piece of shit that you're married to, you don't have any children. So, I mean, you can sell the house, divide the profit, and then boop, go out and find you a man that has a sense of protectiveness, because it just shows you that he's definitely not father material. Okay, he's not father material. He's not even husband material, because a husband would want to protect his wife. So even if he didn't want to protect the kids, that's not his. He would want to be there to protect you. But no, he left everybody. He saved himself. So yeah, he's not a protector at all. And so she's got the protective instincts of like the mother in the Terminator. What was her name? That Linda, what's her name, played? You deserve better. That's all I'm gonna say. You deserve a man who's gonna be, concerned about you and do what he can. I mean, no, even if he had to pick up the barbecue grill and go and throw it at the dog, he would have done something. Ran in the house and got a knife or something. I can tell you this. My brother, my oldest brother, I told you all of how he was just crazy. And my dad, if my dad hadn't been there, just like he ended up getting his MBA, he could have just been at San Quentin. He could have went either way. But my dad, reined his ass in. But this is a true story. My brother, the younger one, and the older one were going bike. They went bike riding because when he was taking my little brother who wanted to ride his bike, so he went. He escorted him. Now, this brother, my oldest brother, always carried a knife with him. He was just like Thug Jr. He always had a knife. In this case, it was probably saved both of them. So they're riding the bike, and this dog comes out of nowhere, snarling and shit, and grabs my little. They always go for the smaller kid. He grabs my little brother by the leg and just like bit into him. It was blood. My older brother said it was blood everywhere. He jumps off of his bike, grabs that dog by the collar, and proceeds to stab the shit out the dog, and the dog died right there. So then the man whose dog it was off leash, okay, that's against the rules in San Francisco. Your dog's supposed to be on a leash. He gonna want to try to sue, talking about, well, your child killed my dog. And my daddy, because the guy followed them home. And my dad was like, look at my son's leg all fucked up. And so, they were talking about having to give him rabies shots and all that stuff, but the man had, the medical records proved that the dog had, been vaccinated and stuff. So they didn't have to go through that. But I hear that's really, really painful. And my little brother would have had to go through that too. As it was, he had to get stitches and shit, stay in the hospital for 2 days. I mean, he was fucked up. He still got that scar on his leg. And he was terrified of dogs for years after that. So, yeah. So, and that wasn't even his kid. Okay, that's our baby brother though. I mean, we go to battle for him. I beat up people about him too. But my brother, he just swung into action to help protect somebody he cared about. Lady, your husband deuced the fuck out on all three of the people he was supposed to be caring about, and he's an adult. My brother was only about 12 at the time, and he swung into action to save our little brother. So I'm just like, I don't really know. Yeah, they're not supposed to be off the leash, and especially some dog that's gonna be trying to bite people. So anyway, just for you letting your dog off the leash, you lost your dog. So ain't nobody feeling sorry for you. And in the same situation with this one, if the dog is dead, oh well, the owner should have taken better control of their animal. And I know people be like, well, that's mean. I'm an animal lover. But then you go over there and let that motherfucking dog bite you then. Okay. You love it so much. Every animal ain't a good animal. Okay. Just like people. They have some fucked up ones. So this one was out. He'd go to attack a little girl who wasn't doing nothing but playing in her yard. So, he dead. Oh, well. Question number 16. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group. She's Caucasian from Norman, Oklahoma. What should I do about a job offer in a different state from my fiance? So they got out of the military. They moved to Oklahoma. We thought housing would be cheaper. We were able to find a well-paying job. We've been together 3 years, engaged for 1. We bought a house, moved in. Then we need to replace things like the AC and the heater. We racked up a lot of expenses on both of our credit cards. He had a job for a few months, then went to school for a higher paying position. And by the time he graduated, the job availability went down entirely. Only 3 members of his class landed jobs afterwards because they knew somebody who could get them, quote, in. So he's been unemployed for months because he wasn't fired nor eligible for unemployment. So he can get a job at fast food place. I don't give a fuck where you work. Everybody's hiring these days. There's no reason for a man to not have any source of income. So then she says that she worked at a wildlife facility as a director of education. You would think such a title would pay well, but the minimum wage here was still 7 something or 8. What? Where is that at? What'd she say? Norman, Oklahoma? Okay, so anyway, she got a job interview in Ohio where the starting pay is $22 and it goes up to $34 depending on experience. That's 3 times as much as I get paid here. The problem is my fiance just landed a job starting at the end of this month for $22 an hour. It's at a factory, not the position he trained for, but it's the only one he can find. My question is, would me living in another state with my parents be a death sentence for my relationship? Or would it be beneficial to us to lift the burden off our shoulders? High-paying jobs here are reserved for blue-collar or individuals with degrees and experience or nurses. We are engaged. We can't even think about marriage because of our financial situation. Please be kind, Deb. I recognize the shit show getting into this position and the mistakes I made. Dwelling on them has only made my days worse. I need your help to move past my dumbness. Are you going to listen this time? You wrote a damn novel. You know all that about all these details, unless you write about how you kicked the dog's ass out. Then I'm into the story. But in this situation, you guys have a lot of debt. You're not married. You bought a house with a boyfriend, which I do not understand why you all keep doing that dumb shit. But what you need to do is tell him that you guys need to sell the house and he can rent an apartment, or unless he can handle the mortgage by himself. And he can take your name off the house and then you go stay in Ohio where you can make your money and never set foot in Oklahoma again. Okay? Because all the dreams that you had about it was going to be cheaper, you was going to have these good paying jobs and stuff, it turns out that it's not true. So what do you need to stay in Oklahoma for? And that's what you ask him. I'm not going to be in Oklahoma. If you want to marry me, you need to come where I am because I'm not going to be there. And just leave it at that. I am not one who believes that a woman should sacrifice her life for a man and for a future, maybe marriage thing. But like I tell my audience all the time, there's something about it. When you women hear the word fiance, you lose your damn mind. All your common sense and your reason and logic goes up in smoke. Fiance, my fiance, my fiance. And you don't even realize marriage is such a fucked up trap these days anyway. I don't know what you're all rushing to get into it for. Then you be rushing to get back out when you realize it's a bunch of bullshit and you've been tricked. You've been bamboozled. Question number 17. This is a female in the 22 to 27 age group from Hialeah. Is that how you pronounce it? Hialeah, Florida. Male, 28 to 34. Summary of issue. My partner and I have different chore standards. How do I deal with this? We've been together for 5 years, lived together for 4. Chores are our biggest fight. Otherwise, we don't really fight about anything, and it's been worsening with time. For context, he has some pretty rough anxiety issues stemming from his family's hoarding, and he strongly reacts in an impulsive way whenever he thinks something needs to be done. For example, he decided one day at 3 in the morning that there was an issue with our heat because he thought he heard a noise. He started taking things apart and ended up turning off our heat. It was 20-something degrees at 3 in the morning, and we had people spending the night and broke something. He will abandon cooking, watching a movie, phone calls, literally anything to go vacuum a spot if he suddenly decides something is too dirty. He will also express himself very loudly and negatively during these situations. will often start telling me that I'm too lazy, dirty, etc., and that's why the house isn't clean. Okay. Every time he cleans, he brags about it. Like I don't. I take the trash out, quietly clean the kitchen without comment. But because I didn't say I cleaned, he would accuse me of never doing anything and says he does all the chores. Wow. That boyfriend sounds like a fool. I have put up with all of this, even though, frankly, I do not leave our shared living spaces a mess, and I clean just as frequently, if not more so than he does. But now he has started getting angry that my personal spaces aren't to his standards. He wants me to clean out my closet. The door stays closed, but he's been seen inside and has demanded that I reorganize things. He wants my office to never have anything on the floor or the desk, even though his does. And I clean up everything every Friday once I'm off work. We each have our own bathroom, and he thinks mine is disgusting because they have too much stuff on the counter. He says he will start forcing me to clean more. I will force you to go to the emergency room. That's what's the only forcing going to be going on around here. I really don't feel comfortable with this because it implies I have no space of my own. It makes me feel like a child. How do I deal with this? Do I just need to get cleaner? No, you need to get out. You get out. You don't get somebody to clean up. There's nothing wrong with the cleaning. He's a controlling freak weirdo. I mean, somebody who would do the kind of things that you're talking about has some kind of like, what they call that thing where you go crazy? Highly, okay, thank you. Leah, okay. I said Hialeah, okay, Leah, okay, I'll try to remember that. No, this is the kind of thing, once he, says that he doesn't do anything, that's why I don't wanna live with nobody. I don't understand you ladies who put up with this shit. That's not even your goddamn husband. You don't have no kids with him. Pack your shit and get the fuck out of there. Tell him you clean as much as you want to. You clean until there's like spots on the floor. You done rubbed all the paint and varnish and shit off. I don't care what you do, but I'm not gonna be here. I'm just, yeah, he is. Also, we don't really, we don't. I get mad at him, and I'd rather than mess with him too much. I just block him because I don't want to. I don't want to tangle with him too much. He's crazy, but yeah, But see, that's what I mean. I come from a family of violent people. That's what y'all hear me talking about shooting people all the time. Daddy used to shoot people. My uncle, brother stabbed folks. I mean, it's come from a violent family. So it's in my blood. What can I say? But yeah, that's what you need to do. You need to just get out of this relationship. Tell him that, he's become overbearing and that his cleaning habits are just weird as fuck. And he's a stranger. He's strange and you just can't do it no more. And just move out. I don't understand why you feel like you need to deal with this stuff. Question number 18. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group out of London. Certain issue. Would this put you off on an otherwise nice guy? I've been on a couple of dates with Alan, not his real name, and we get on great. We have a lot in common, similar lines of work and similar interests. All good so far. The trouble is, Alan has a habit that goes right through me and makes me wince inside. He bites his nails and sits doing it even at the table in a restaurant or a cafe. It's happened each time. I find myself having to look away or suddenly need to use the toilet. I find it really off-putting. It's never just a quick bite either. He spends a few minutes at a time doing it, like he forgets he's in company or in a public space. At least he's not picking his nose. His hands are grubby from doing it, and I find it pretty unhygienic as a habit. I'm not sure I'd want to spend any future dates sitting across the table watching him do this while I'm trying to enjoy a meal or a drink. Do I tell him that it puts me off? What would you advise that I say? I wouldn't say shit other than like, deuces. Nail eating person, I can't do it. Like I told you guys, I can't do weird afflictions and stuff. I can't do it. I cannot do it. You're sitting up there munching out on your fingernails and shit, and I'm supposed to be having dinner, and you're like, "Oh, my appetizer, my nails are my appetizer. I don't really want any shrimps or anything." No, I can't. And so, what if he's a nice guy? I mean, is that the kind of thing that you want to be bothered with? You want to bring him around your folks and stuff, and he's sitting around at a family dinner, Thanksgiving, munching out on his fingernail? He needs to go get a shrink and get some anti-anxiety pills or something. He needs some help. I can't do this. Yeah, and then what he do with them after he eat them? Does he swallow them or does he spit them out everywhere? You'll be finding fingernails in the food. Oh, hell to the no. This is the more I think about this, the worse the images in my mind. So you just tell him that him and his nails go and enjoy their snacking together, and that's the end of that. Question number 19. This is a female, 22 to 27. She's African American from Richmond, Virginia. Summary of issue. This old ass dude who's 39 tried to stealth me and it's been eating me up. This happened very recently, Deb, so I'm still getting my emotions and my mind together. We haven't known each other for long. I skipped every red flag about his 39-year-old ass. Okay. Why did you do that, though? I am 23, but I've been listening to you since I was 17, so I knew full well of the flags that I saw. But you chose to ignore them. And now you're working my nerves with this bullshit. That's what you're telling me. Okay. Not flags that he ignored consent, but that he isn't the greatest in boyfriend material. The whole time, dude kept whining about not liking condoms and should have taken more note of that from the beginning. We started off with them, then took a break. When we resumed, he tried to put it, continue without it. And he knew he was wrong because he saw my mood shift. Then I addressed it the next day. This dude played stupid, tiptoeing. Like, what the fuck I meant and what happened? I just cut his ass off. He ain't no good. I'm just hurt by this bum, but I feel stupid for trusting a stranger like that. We were on our way to knowing each other and getting serious, and we both wanted to have nook, so I thought he was cool. Apparently not. I'm not hung up on him or anything, just hurt. So yeah, just so you know, I cut him off. Quote, suit yourself, understandable, it was his answer. How do I move past this? What's there to move past? You handled it. You handled it. You caught him in the act. You let him know it wasn't that kind of party, and you dumped his ass. So what are you talking about? How do you move past it? You've already moved past it. What you need to do is, this part about get on the way to knowing each other and getting serious. You're supposed to do that part before you jump the sheets with him. Okay, then you would already known he was a fool, and so you wouldn't have messed with him. You wouldn't have never let it get to that level. But so you'd be rushing into shit, making like these spontaneous decisions. Not thought out. You skip the red flags, and then you're gonna jump in the bed with him, and then think that he's not gonna show you no red flags there too. Okay, so you may have been listening since you were 17, but something you didn't retain the information. I suggest you start from scratch. Go back and listen again. Don't be making this mistake. Okay, you gotta vet them better, and you can't vet somebody in 2 or 3 weeks. You got to put them through their changes. Question number 20. This is a female in the 28 to 34 age group from Bristol, England. The male is also 28 to 34. Some of issue. How do I rebuild trust with my partner after he outright lied to me? Why would you want to? That is the better question. He lied. You know he lied. And you want to rebuild trust. Why would you do that? He's not your husband and you don't have no kids with him. There's nothing invested here. He's a mere dating partner. When they show you they ass, you get rid of them. You don't try to negotiate, compromise, and work it out. You trade him in for a better model, at least a different one. Let's see what you did. My partner and I have been together for 2 years. We are 28 and 30. We live together and care about each other deeply. Obviously not if he's lying to your face. See, you on some delusional shit. Prior to us being together, he had an unhealthy relationship with popcorn. Uh-oh. Here we go. Those of you who don't know, we use interesting acronyms on this channel. We don't say real words about these types of adult things. We use, innocuous acronyms like popcorn for adult type things. You know what it is. Take the first 2 letters and the last 2 letters of popcorn, and there's your word. We do that kind of stuff. We don't use those real words here. So just so you know the lingo, that's what she's talking about. Even though he no longer views it, it's all dopamine related to him now. He ends up watching it for comfort. And he told you that, and you believe him? Wow, you hella stupid. It has inevitably affected our couple life. Before I was aware of the addiction, I knew he took V. The times he didn't take it, he couldn't perform. I did my best to be as understanding as possible and supporting him in what I know isn't a linear journey. Okay, wait a minute. He's in the 28 to 34 age group, and he got all these problems. Are there no other men in Bristol, England, but this one? He knows how I feel about popcorn use, and while I've never explicitly said don't watch it anymore, because I know it has to come from him, I've made it very clear how the constant "I'm sorry, I'm just tired," I guess, when we try to have couple time has affected my self-esteem. Huh. Okay. She keeps going on about how he, says he's not doing it, but then he obviously is. So let's see. I told him I saw it on his phone. He apologized for invading his privacy and tell him that I'm hurt that he would so firmly lie to my face. We argued for a long time over how much my trust he has broken by lying to me. And after a few hours of crying, we reconciled. It's been an up and down since. And I'm struggling to rebuild trust with him. Now she has bullet points. Bullet one, every time he says he was doing something, my head immediately rings in an alarm to say, he's lying to you again. Bullet two, he tells me he wants to work on it, but I haven't seen any actual effort. Bullet three, I don't want to be the partner that sneakily checks the other one's phone. Bullet four, I don't want to be the partner that accuses, that gets jealous, that gets so paranoid that she can't sleep at night because she thinks he's going to get up and watch popcorn. And bullet five, I don't want to be the partner that doesn't believe what he tells me. I know he's got a lot of work on to get over the addiction, but how do I get over this from my end? I just don't see an end to it, and I don't know how to keep going anymore. You don't. Oh, Lord have mercy. You don't keep going. You let him go on over there with his addiction and handle his business. I don't understand why, when you found out that this man had this problem, you stayed in the relationship with him. What the fuck were you thinking? You're never going to be able to satisfy him. Never. Your relationship is never going to be normal. It can't be, because he's not normal. Okay, you trying to have a normal relationship with a fucked up man. And then you sitting up here writing me trying to fight. Well, what? How could I make him not be fucked up? You can't. It's too late. Yeah, I couldn't do it either, Mo. I just like, later, Gator. Question number 21 rather. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group from Nottingham in the UK. There are issues. Should I check in on my girlfriend during our break? She is trying to figure out her feelings, and working on herself was the reason for the break. We decided on a fixed term break last week, and I'm wondering, should I check in with her occasionally during the break or not? The reasons were that she was losing her feelings / love for me, but she also wanted to work on herself to fix some of the troubles in our relationship. We decided to stay exclusive. Would a kind gesture of check-in and shows her I am available is a good idea? She starts a new job on Monday, so I know she is stressed. What part of a break do you not get? That you think you're supposed to still intrude on her time during the break to check on her. You fixated little knucklehead. Go and do something with yourself, okay? And start preparing yourself for the fact that you're going to be single. When a woman tells you that she's losing feelings in love, that means she already lost it. You don't understand that she's trying to do the let you down easy thing, whereas, she phases you out. So you get used to, having hope and thinking that she's going to be back. That girl ain't coming back to you. It's not going to happen. It's over. Okay? It's over. This is just, y'all preparing the funeral or whatever. I want to get away from you as easily as possible so you can with this break situation. But it's over. When you have a break, the relationship is broken up. I don't understand why so many people don't understand that. You're broken up. You don't have a girlfriend no more. You only have a figment of your imagination. Question number 22. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Liverpool, England, and another female at 22 to 27. Summary of issue. My roommate needs professional care after surgery, and I can't provide it anymore. How do I tell her? I live in a flat with two other girls. We're all in our early 20s. Roommate A had her foot operated on 2 months ago and told me beforehand that she might need us to buy some fresh groceries for her once a week or so for about a month. Okay, no problem. One day after the actual operation, though, it turned out that she couldn't walk. So when roommate B left for vacation, I was stuck with having to take care of her as I work from home. She asked me to leave the doors open, bring her stuff, change bed sheets, wait in front of the bathroom while she was in there to make sure she's okay, etc. I listened to her venting for several hours a day. I couldn't leave the house without feeling guilty because she told me that she might trip and hurt herself, as she did several times. It was horrible.
She always tried to walk on crutches, but obviously was too early, and I heard her moaning and saw her shaking. I felt really bad for her. I didn't have any heavy physical work to do, but I get so stressed hearing her pain and always being on call. Her friends also visited her, but couldn't stay all day. Eventually, she cried for 2 days on the phone with her parents. At 3 a.m., she called me to get her an ambulance. They arrived, took her, and sent her back 2 hours later. After that night, she apologized, saying her parents would come and get her. It's too much to ask for roommates to provide 24/7 care. So roommate A lived with her parents for a few weeks. Her dad even is a doctor. But now she had a second operation and starts to come back again without being able to walk. I don't want to have her here, honestly, but with her parents instead, or at least have someone stay here with her. I feel so stressed just thinking about it. How can I tell her without hurting her feelings? Don't worry about hurting her feelings. Shit, you got work to do. You're not getting paid to be her goddamn nurse. You tell her, to get her parents on the phone and say, look, I don't know what you guys are going to do. You need to either get her some nurse or get her a nurse here at the house, or you need to take her and put her in a skilled nursing facility while she recovers, or take her home. Those are your three options. But I and the other roommate are not equipped. We do not have the bandwidth to be taking care of an invalid. We just don't have it. We have our own schoolwork and our own jobs to attend to, and we're only 21 or 20, whatever age you are, and we can't do this. So you need to make some arrangements for your daughter of one of those options. Either of those will work. Just don't involve us in it. That's all you have to say. And it hurts her feelings. I don't know why it would hurt them, because it's reality. You don't have the bandwidth. You don't have the skill. You're not a nurse. Okay, you're not there to take care of her. You guys are there sharing a living space. That's it. That's the only involvement that you have with her. So I don't understand what you're so worried about. I would have been told them that. You better than me. As soon as she started talking about you getting a second surgery, said, so where are you gonna stay when you get released? Because don't come here unless you got some help. Because I'm not gonna do it. And then she would have been on notice, but you didn't say that. Question number 23. This is a female in the 18 to 21 age group from Concord, California. The male in question is 22 to 27. The summary of issue: what in the entire fuck? Okay. So I met this guy at work. I work as a hostess and server in a popular restaurant in this area. And he wanted me to come and hang out, so I did. We hung out off and on for like a week, and he kept pushing me to get physical, but we didn't even kiss because I wanted to get to know him better. During work one day, I received a pushy text from him and replied to him that he needs to understand that I want to be friends for a while, and if he's not okay with that, then let me know. And I didn't want him pushing me to get physical. Well, that wasn't it word for word, but the gist of it. Deb, I thought I was pretty nice about it, but he responded to me that I should delete his number, that he has deleted mine, and that if I see him in public, not to speak to him. LOL, what? He pretty much broke up with me, but we weren't even together. So I just didn't respond. My question is, was I wrong? What just happened? Why would someone react so harshly to me not wanting to be physical after only a week of knowing him? Because he's used to desperate, silly women who do that kind of stuff. They be screwing with dudes on the first date. And you didn't. You want to get to know him and be real with him. And he's not used to that. He was only after a quick score anyway. And you frustrated him by saying no and wait and all this sort of stuff. So that's how he acted. He acted like a toddler. But see, just think about it though. You dodged a bullet by going slow. Very good. You get 2 thumbs up from me for following your program. Good job. You were not intimidated. You did not relax your boundaries. You didn't give in to his demands. You didn't have any fears. Good job. You're getting a round of applause from me. That's good. Oh, he just, these young dudes be getting all feeling like they have a right to women's bodies because they like them. And then if girls tells them no, then they go crazy. That's what that is. Look at me sweating. It's so hot in here. Question number 24. This is a male in the 22 to 27 age group from Tacoma, Washington. Summary issue: how to not be scared of everything. I believe that I have experienced a series of events in my life that have left me in a state of near constant, intense anxiety and fear. I am able to recognize that this is often ridiculous or irrational, but the feelings remain. I wasn't always, but now I'm just scared of everything. I have 2 medical conditions that without modern medicine should have killed me years ago. And even then, there's always a possibility both of these could damage my body or kill me relatively easy under the right circumstances. I comfort myself in knowing that life in general is also capable of doing this. 22 to 27. Okay. It's overwhelming how these feelings impact nearly every aspect of my life. I struggle to rest or simply play a video game because I'm just too overwhelmed. I struggle to be in the moment with my girlfriend because I'm anxious. I have a constant feeling of time is running out before I die from disease complications or become disabled beyond repair. I find myself growing bitter with my circumstances and exhausted from trying my hardest to not be bitter. Seeing the reality and brokenness of the world, okay. It's just too much to bear. Broken marriages, corruption. Okay, he's just looking for shit to be sad about. I could go on and on. Meanwhile, I'm aware that this stress and anxiety is doing no good to my health, and I need to stop. It can truly feel like hell. How do I escape this dread? Please, any advice is much appreciated. I cannot tell you what I really want to say because it will get my video banned. Those of you who know me already know what I'm thinking. I'm just not going to say it because I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. But the leaf is rotten. So even if I turn it over, it's still going to be fucked up. But I'm going to say this. Get your ass to the near shrink because this is beyond the scope of this show. You on some deep, some weird shit where you looking for, world peace and pollution, and you want to get depressed about that. There's nothing you can do about that. If you want to do that, then go out on one of them ships with them people that defend the whales and all that kind of stuff so you can feel like you're doing something positive to save the planet. What's that place? Greenpeace. Go on a Greenpeace boat and do something with yourself. That's the only thing I can suggest for you. Do something active to try to make the world a better place instead of sitting around on your widening ass, lamenting the state of the world and getting depressed about it while you're not actually doing anything to change it. Even me, I'm sitting here, I'm trying to help people's lives change by giving them advice and guiding them their path and teach them how to assess stuff and think and how to have boundaries and, take care of themselves better. This is helping a lot of people be better, have a better place in the world. That's what I'm trying to say. What are you doing? What are you doing? Get off your ass and do something. Okay, that would be like half of your problem right there. And the other half of it, toss yourself up on some shrink's couch and talk about this stuff. I don't know how you have a girlfriend. Something must be wrong with her. Yeah. Ash knows. So people who been around here for a long time, they know what I was thinking. But I'm not going to say it. I said it one time a couple of years ago, and I got so much trouble. Ooh, I got in trouble. So I'm not doing that anymore. Question number 25. Male. This is our final question of the day. I can't believe I finally arrived at the final one. This young man is in the 22 to 27 age group from Austin, Texas. Summary of issue. My girlfriend recently stopped working, and I am under a lot of stress. And it feels like she is adding to it, and it does not make it easier. My girlfriend and I have been together for 4 years now. She's 27 and recently completed her master's degree in sociology. She is unable to find a job, so I decided that I would take care of her, and she assists me with my business. I'm a 25-year-old software engineer who has 2 jobs and a company that I'm building, so I thought it would be fine. Fast forward to now, every single moment of the day, I have a headache. My money is all tied up in bills for both of us. We live separately. Why are you doing that then? They could get a job. And my company expenses, and on top of that, I feel as if my situation, there is no understanding from her part or no attempts to try and make it easier. I do not think I am a perfect partner as well, but what should I do? I've spoken about this and expressed this to her, but it feels like it's going in one ear and coming out the other. How should I handle this? You should tell her you have 60 days or 45 days to get a job. Because at the end of that period of time, I'm not paying any more of your bills. This was not meant to be a long-term solution. This will just be a short solution while you looked for work, but I'm not seeing where you're really putting forth that much effort. It doesn't have to be in your field, but you do need to have a job. I don't care if you work as a secretary. You need to do something because I can't do this anymore. So this is your notice, and you're going to give it to her in writing, okay? Because you need it in case it's going to hold up in a court of law. You're going to say, I offered to do this to help you cover, a rough spot, but you seem to think that this is going to go on forever. It's not. I'm calling the end of it. You have 30, 60, 45, whatever amount of days you feel comfortable to get a job. And after that, I'm cutting you off. So if it means that you're going to lose your place or, whatever you need to think about that and figure out some alternative, because, I'm not going to do this for you forever. This is the final day, and you put the date there. Okay. And you give it to her. You mail her a copy, send her a copy in an email, or send her a copy in a text. I don't know what you want to do. Maybe a couple of different ways, because you want to have a paper trail that she has received notification. So in case you try to say, well, I lost my car and I lost it because he said he was going to support me. You want to say, yeah, I did say that, but I gave her notice that the gravy train was coming to an end, and she had 45 days to set herself up. Because that's enough time to get a job and get a couple of paychecks if you do it 60 days, whatever you want to do. Oh, yeah, that's right. And don't sleep with her, because she's going to be having a baby. Then you're going to really be stuck. Don't do that. That's where a lot of dudes make a mistake. When they're up and coming, little moving and shaking like this, they had these raggedy ass girlfriends, and the next thing you know, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And then, of course, he feels obligated to marry her and all this old shit here. Better keep your dick in your pants, like I always tell you. Don't do it. Stay away from her. Give her notice. Don't go back over there. Stay away from her. Do what you need to do to get your money straight. And then, boop, this shit here is going to be over, because she's going to be mad that you cut her off. So just be prepared for that. You're going to say this is going to be your ex. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going to happen here. I can just tell. And she fell into the sitting on her ass a little bit too easily. There's too many ways to make money. She don't see, like even if she found something part-time, she could be doing something, but she's not helping him with his business, what he's trying to start. There couldn't be that much work to do in the world. She was about, 5 hours a week, 10 at the most, type a few letters and something. That ain't nothing. She could do that. Well, even if she had a full-time job, she still could do that. But anyway, thank everybody for coming through today. It was good that we finally can make it here on a Sunday. It's probably going to be Sunday for a couple of weeks because I have a lot going on. But I will let you guys know. You'll see the thing if you become a subscriber, which I do ask that you do. Hit the subscribe button. Then you'll get the notices of, what day that I have to move the show to, because it's scheduled for Wednesday, just, on the hope and the strength, but it ain't never on Wednesday. Haven't been on Wednesday in months. So if you're not a subscriber, though, you're going to miss it. All right. So hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. You can also, do a follow over on, if you're on the Instagram side. And then we will see you guys very, very soon, most likely on Friday for the next Dusty News Network broadcast. And be sure to send in your, let me put the slide up for those of you. Here it is right here. The Dusty News Network. We're still looking for content for that. This is our summer programming. And you can look at the show that was done yesterday to get an idea of the kind of stuff that we're looking for. We just asked you to take a screenshot of whatever wackiness that you see posted online, and then just email it to survivingdating@gmail.com and make the subject line DNN or Dusty News. We cannot use videos, so do not send me links to videos. Too many copyright issues with that stuff. Can't do it. All right? Not going to do it. So other than that, I will see you guys real soon. Enjoy the little bit less of your weekend and the early part of the week, and I'll see you towards the end of the week next week. Bye.